So before I jump into this video, I want to just give you a quick update on my aloe vera leave-in conditioner. I made this on the 4th of March, because I think I made it 2 days before I published that video. And today is the 21st. It's Saturday morning. I'm recording this video for you all so that I can post later today. And this is how it looks. It pretty much looks the exact same way it did when I made it 2+ weeks ago, because I know the question was how long does it last in the refrigerator, and it has been about 2.5 weeks and it still looks the same, it still smells the same, it still does the exact same thing. So I wanted to just share this with you all so that you all can have a look, because remember, the honey in the aloe vera mix kind of stretches the amount of time that the aloe can last. So even being in the refrigerator for over 2 weeks, it still looks the same and smells the same. So yeah, I just wanted to share that piece of information with you all, because the questions will come in as to how long it will last. So I normally store it in the refrigerator, and it has been 2.5 weeks already and it still looks the same as it looked when I made it on the 4th of March. So if you have not seen the video of me making this aloe vera leave-in conditioner, you can go ahead and check it out. Now let's get into today's video. Okay guys, so there are days when I wake in the morning and I honestly do not know what I'm going to do with my hair. I am recording this video Saturday morning because I honestly did not get the time to record it yesterday for you all when I was going to work. But I do want to share this top bun with you all so you all can see how I accomplish it. Because there are days, honestly, when I wake in the morning and I am really not sure what I am going to do with my hair. So I stand in the mirror for about 2 minutes and then I resort to just put in a bun. A lot of times I don't want to put in the mega twisted bun because I wear it all the time. I wear it so often. So I do a donut bun a lot of times, but without the use of an actual donut. Because you know they sell these little spongy, plasticky kind of things that look like a donut that we can use. Oh, the hair is growing and it's gonna be so itchy. Not so itchy that I feel like I need to wash it right now anyway, but okay. So yeah, you know that they sell these little donuts, spongy, plasticky thingies that you can use to put the buns in your hair. But I don't own one of those things. So I will show you today how I go ahead and put in my donut bun without a donut. Now as you all can see, my hair is still a little stretched. I have not moisturized it for the past 4 days or so, so it is feeling a little dry right now in my hands, although it does not look that way on the camera, but it does feel just a little dry. I may need to do a trim on the next full moon because this needs to go. So I may need to do a trim on the next full moon, so I will do that. Now as you all know, with all my buns and updos, I start with putting my hair up, all the way up, just combing it slightly. And then what I do, I take a hair tie and I basically anchor it up at the top of my hair. So I am leaving the ends that way so that I can smooth out my edges. Now you all know, in order to smooth out my edges, I do not use gels. Guys, I can't stress this enough, I don't use gels. I normally get the question over and over. I really and honestly don't use gels. I actually have a small bottle of the Eco Styler gel here at home. I bought it sometime last year, October I think thereabouts, when I was buying the hair color and the stuff in order to do the hair crown, and I have not used it because when I bought it I figured, you know, using it for the hair crown, it would have made it nice and sleek and stuff, and when I was doing the crown I still did not use it. So it's still there, sealed. I have not opened it, I have not used it. So I may do a video for you all, you know, putting in a hair gel after a year or after almost 2 years, because it's been almost 2 years since I stopped using hair gel. I stopped in 2018. So if you all would like to see a video like that, let me know in the comment section and I will be sure to do that for you. but I use only my aloe vera leave-in conditioner and my Essentials Fantastic Hair Butter to slick down those edges and to make sure that my edges are nice and smooth. So I spritz. Then I smooth that in a little bit with my hands, just to ensure that it gets all over my edges. Then I go into the hair butter. Take this much, because I am putting it all over my edges. I want to make sure that it's a good enough amount. Rub it into the palm of my hands. I then just put it along my edges. Make sure that I distribute it evenly so all the parts are covered. You see that already? Even without adding my brush, you can already see that the hair is starting to slick, right? And it adds that extra shine that I need for this slick bun. And once that is all mixed in there, I then take my brush and just smooth it a little further. Now guys, the point of putting this part of my hair up like this is especially for when I am doing the brushing. As you see right now, if it was not tied up here, I would have the hair all over the place, and it runs the risk, just like this, it runs the risk of the hair getting caught unnecessarily in the brush. And I have gotten instances when I did not put it up like this, and the hair sometimes roll around here. You see, like there's a strand right here right now. This is what happens when I don't put the hair up in this little bun up here that I can brush through the hair. The hair gets tied in this part of the brush and it kind of tugs onto the hair and it breaks it off. So in order to avoid that, I just put the hair up in this little thing here, so it makes it much smoother and it makes it much better at protecting the ends while I'm slicking the hair off of the bun. Now, as you all know, I use my trusted little stocking. Yes, it is stockings. It looks like thread right now because I have been using it for months and months. I maybe need to get some new stockings and cut a new piece, but anywho, this works fine, so I go with it. So this is it, and then I just pull my hair up into a high bun. Well, a high ponytail before I put it into the bun. Remember, it's a bun, guys, so you don't want to leave it out too much because you don't want it to be too wide. You want for there to be not too much space in the middle of the bun when you are done putting in the bun. I then just take a small clip, tuck it in to keep it secured. And I do a quick little brush through again. Feeling just a little tight, but I normally try and put it a little tight because when I put in the bun and everything, it loosens out a little bit, so that's what I do. So when I get to this point, I take my little brush and just tug out some of the baby hairs that I may have brushed behind. Just pull them out slightly so that they are falling on my forehead. I take my leave-in conditioner, put a little bit onto the brush, and then I try to just smooth those edges. Okay, and that's as much as I do with my edges. I don't do anything further. Great. Now remember, I told you all I do not own one of these little donut bun thingies, so I am going to be using this piece of fabric. This is actually a little belt for one of the dresses that I own. Yeah, but the width of it makes it so perfect because it gives me a little height to the bun so that it makes the bun a little fuller when I make it instead of just flat. So I just wrap it around. to this point, I just tuck in the end onto the bottom and one to the top. Just like so. And that is it. Right, so now I take off the hair tie I had to the top, and this is what we have up here. As you can see, it added a little height right here to the bun, and that's what I love about using this particular fabric to achieve this bun. So I just use my white tooth comb, just do a quick detangle to fan out the hair just a little bit, and ensure that each area has basically an equal amount of the hair for when I am doing the bun, so that it does not leave one part too thin and the other part too thick. So this looks about right. Okay. So what I do is I start on this side. I normally start on my right side because it's easier for me. I put a small part right here, and then I take the hair, and what I do is I basically just spin it and tuck, turn and tuck as I'm going, tucking under the fabric so that it stays in place slightly while I am moving across. So I am swooping it, tucking it under, ensuring that the fabric keeps the hair in place as much as you can. So now when we get back to the starting point, we basically have anchored our bun. We then go in with some hairpins. Great. Now when you're satisfied that there are enough hairpins in there, let me put one. Just put one right in there, just a little loose right here. Perfect. And once you're satisfied you have enough hairpins in there, what I like to do is push it in like this. So it kind of gives you a kind of like the bun going in here. So it kind of separates, almost looks like it's just floating on top of your head. So I just tuck it in, make sure that this area is tucked in nicely, and then I fluff it almost with the palm of my hands, just a little bit. Tuck in all the ends that may be a little loose. And this is it. We're good. Now as the final step, what I do is I use the leave-in conditioner and I spritz lightly on the bun itself before putting on my satin scarf to set my edges, because that way when I remove the satin scarf, the bun itself has a nice gloss to it. So I just throw on my satin scarf, leave it on for about 10 to 15 minutes while I get ready. I'm gonna leave it on for a little bit and then I will come back and show you all how it looks. But this is it, guys. This is how I accomplish my huge top donut bun without the use of a donut. Now, as you all can see, I had to pay homage to the fabric underneath by wearing the dress just so that I could record this outro. But thank you all so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!